Call in a sorceress. I'd like to welcome Octavian to the stage, who's going to join the party with Mark.
Woo woo woo! Sorcerer! Go, Octavian!
Alright, 1 second.
Yeah, all those cheats have to be disabled.
Alright. Here we go. Alright. The sorceress is the new intelligence-focused character.
Cool hideout.
While the witch focuses more on
Is that a
combat
city?
and summoning, the sorceress is themed around pure elemental destruction. Let's have a look at how she plays.
So she's like the elementalist?
This is the largest soul core I've ever seen.
Ooh.
With this, we could power the canal systems.
Totally looks like a boss fight.
It isn't charged.
I mean, this place already looks like an
There is
arena.
still latent energy in this machinarium
Look that
from
thing in the
ancient
wall.
operation. These lines in the stonework should lead to generators. You might need to find some more soul cores to spin them up, but everything looks to be in surprisingly decent condition. Maybe the golems have been maintaining it. In any case, it should still
That would be
function.
great. I mean,
We'll have
think
to
about
remove
that.
large core from
You
the
have a
wall,
golem at home,
of course, but that shouldn't be a problem.
cleans up, does all the dirty
We
work
have
for
some
you,
skills here you're probably going to recognize if
filling
you
up
played
the
Pure 1
dishwasher,
before, but they feel a bit different now.
doing the laundry.
Spark is great in these tight passages since
Oh,
it bounces
yeah.
around. We've added a Pierce support gem to really allow it to hit an entire room full of targets.
It's crazy. This is
For
so
a single
crazy,
target focus skill,
and
Arc
looks
is a great
amazing.
choice. It does much more damage than the first target that you hit.
So I thought that was interesting to see when he used Arc. The enemies were hit from not only from the chain lightning, but also from a small lightning from up ahead, from the sky. So I wonder, or the ceiling in this case, I guess. So I wonder if do they have built-in lightning conduit on here, or is that just the new visual effect for shock? I wonder if he will tell us. I hope he
If you find
does.
yourself surrounded, it might be a good idea to use ice.
You see that? That
If all enemies
it comes
around you,
down.
Slows them down with a chill.
I mean,
just be careful. Getting up close and personal isn't the ideal place for a sorceress to be.
I'm
She
not
doesn't
sure.
have the defenses
It's not
of a
showing
melee
anything.
oriented character. In order to help with that, though, you could use Arctic Armor. In PoE2,
Oh, Arctic Armor's back.
is a buff that builds up as you stand still. You can see the ice crystals forming around the character. They drop off.
Nice
as you walk.
effect.
When monsters hit you, they take cold damage and build up to a freeze. So it's a great defense. Just be careful. You have to be standing still for a little while to get the full effect, so trying to stutter step using it isn't the best strategy. Now, Arctic Armor is an ongoing buff, but did you
So, okay, in PoE only with, I think, only with some builds you actually want to stand still. A lot in PoE focuses actually around you move, because you have to dodge all the big moves of the bosses. So standing still for a prolonged time normally isn't a very good thing for most people, which is one of the weaknesses of the Arctic Armor we have right now, because to have the full effect you have to stand still as well. While the buff effect, the immunity to freeze, you always have that one. I wonder.
notice it didn't reserve any mana?
It calls for
How does
more
that work?
changes to,
Well,
or
we were pretty
more
sick of the fact that in PoE 1, basically every character was
yeah,
played with no mana pool.
gameplay
So we
changes
decided to change the
or
way that reservation
possibilities.
works. In PoE 2, there's a new resource called Spirit.
Boom.
Spirit is a dedicated resource that you can use for ongoing effects like Arctic Armor, Heralds, Auras, and Minions.
That's great. That's absolutely great. That is so cool. I mean, think about that. You can actually wait. Does that mean if you lock Spirit now for everything that would have locked mana before, can you still lock mana and life? I mean, that's the very important question. I'm someone who really likes to have like as many auras as possible going, so that's very interesting. Because if you can't lock mana and life anymore, you only have Spirit to do it. That also change. That's crazy. That's a lot of changes. It's so crazy. There's so much going on for PoE2.
Everyone starts with 100 spirit, which is enough for most ongoing effects. But if you want more, you're going to need to get some more spirit, which is available on mods from items and on the passive tree. But if you're willing to go up your offhand slot, the easiest way to get it is by holding a scepter. Find out more about that in the items talk later on.
Nah.
Now, if you want to increase the cold damage that you're dealing,
I don't know if I will
Frost
watch
Bomb.
that.
It places a bomb on the ground that reduces enemies' cold resistance while it's ticking down.
Okay.
It's a great opportunity to use some cold skills before it explodes.
How good it is that they
Speaking of cold
both use a
skills,
lot of cold
great skill to use
skills.
on monsters with lower cold resistance is Comet.
Oh, is that the...
It's a new skill in
Nice!
PoE2,
It's
pretty
the
damn
one
hard.
from the
It costs a lot
trailer,
of mana
the
and has a
Arrogate
really long
trailer.
cast time, but it's worth the wait. It does a devastating amount of damage. To help you out of danger, your character moves back slightly as it casts. It's pretty hard to hit fast moving.
So she didn't move at all at that one. She moved before, but she didn't move on that one. So I guess you have a choice, or you can control it somehow.
Opponents, but it's great on tougher enemies that stand still, or even a larger pack if you're further away and can predict where they're going to move. Now, if you run out of mana casting too many of those, I guess in an emergency you could use your free to cast Fireball. So where did
Free
that
what?
come from, you ask? Well, this is a great opportunity to explain the way that we've changed
Free to
casting
cast
weapons in PoE2.
Fireball.
Now in PoE 1, caster weapons had a default melee attack that nobody
Look at this. Look at this again. This is, I think that's again Lunaris and Solaris on the left and right. This time they are switched up. Like in the hut down below, Solaris is on the left and Lunaris on the right. Here it is changed. Lunaris is now on the left and Solaris is on the right. While on the top we have two skeletons with crowns. Very interesting. And this one looks like more like king and queen. I mean, they have different halos as well. Interesting. But also, free to cast Fireball, guys.
used. And because they had that,
Yeah,
they
it's
also had
true.
a bunch of attack. We wanted to clean that up. So each staff now comes with a built-in free to cast spell.
That's great. That is so good. I mean, yes, absolutely. Like, from the moment you can cast something, and that is at the start of the game, no one ever uses the auto attack if you play a caster build. It makes no sense. It's super useless. So this is a great opportunity. I wonder what spells you can get.
Just put it on and spam away to your heart's content. Now this particular staff is the base type that you'll get right on the starting beach. So it's quite likely that you'll have outgrown it by now. So that's why we've also made a lot of staves with more utility focus.
It actually showed a moment ago that the monk is level 24, I think. So that's about the level range we talk in this zone.
Powers for casters to use.
So Act
Here we
2,
have a
maybe?
crystal staff. It has a pretty cool
Valrunes
built-in
in Act
spell
2?
called Unleash.
Who could have known?
Using it slams your staff on the ground and will allow you
Wait,
to
what?
triple cast whatever you cast with your next spell.
That's crazy. Oh my
Of course,
god.
what you're probably going to want to use with that is something
Everything.
powerful, and Comet is a great option.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, that's crazy. That is so good.
You'll notice that Unleash is one of the few skills in PoE 2 with a cooldown. In general, we
man.
really try to avoid using cooldowns because we really hate
I wonder if it will work on something like Lightning Conduit that actually absorbs the condition. I mean, that's the whole thing, right? Why Lightning Conduit doesn't work with Spell Echo, because the shock is already absorbed. I wonder if it will work with this one then, or if it doesn't.
the feeling that combat is just waiting to cast your next spell.
Zzzt.
But it does make sense for Unleash since it's free to cast, and it's something we want you to use situationally.
It's free to
anyway.
cast as well, no mana. I mean,
Now, if you're facing something tough,
No.
you might need to try out Mana Tempest.
I guess even the
Mana Tempest creates a circle of power, which your character literally hovers over the ground.
what?
While in the circle, your mana drains, but it powers up all.
Okay, I just wanted to say it seems like the duplicate spells don't consume mana as well, because her mana didn't go down a lot. I mean, we have to watch that a little bit, but yeah, really interesting. Also, this spell, now you're using up the mana for something else instead of locking it.
Lightning projectiles will fork, beams will chain further, and you also do a lot more damage.
Wow. That's like a cranked up version of Sigil of Power without stages. Nice. Did she just do a triple iced Nova? Wow, her mana dropping. It consumes a lot of mana.
No mana.
I wonder if you can make it into an aura so it's just with you all the time.
So, with all of these skills, here's a great combo to try. First, cast Frost Bomb to reduce the target's
Whoa, her
resistance.
health. Her
Then
health's
use
just
Mana
so
Tempest to
crazy
increase your
there.
damage. Follow up with Unleash, and then triple cast Comet to do a truly insane amount of damage.
Let's see. It didn't kill all of them. I would like to see that on a boss, so you have a larger health bar.
Those
Also
ghosts
really
don't-
nice that the boss's health bar
These
was
ghosts.
blended in all the time. That was great.
This
Whose
rare
fault is
mon-
that?
This rare monster has dropped an uncut gem, and that's a great opportunity to talk
Uncut
about how
gem?
skill gems drop in PoE 2.
What?
Instead of dropping specific gems, you can find uncut gems. Just right-click on them and pick whatever skill you want.
Oh, for real?
Ignore the,
Look at the spellbook pages. Oh my god. Oh, crazy. You can even see the different, like the different
the gem will
tiers.
come pre-leveled to the level of the area that dropped it.
Oh
so
my
it's a lot
God.
easier to change between skills.
Oh,
in
that's
PoE
so
2.
cool.
This time, I think it might be cool to grab one of our meta gems.
It also changes a lot for the marketplace. Like if you get the skill gems pre-leveled, it's more about do they get like more scars the higher the zone is, so you don't get that many skill gems on your level, and so there's still a trade value for them, or are there special ones like ascendant skill gems that you only can get from certain bosses? That's really interesting. Also really cool to see that they did that. I think right now the highest level gem that you can buy from the trader is level 13 when you played through Act 5. Because they don't level up past that. And every gem that you buy from Act 6 upwards is always level 1, because you always buy them from Alva, and while she has all the gems, they're all level 1. But if you buy them from the trader where you get the class-specific ones, they are always like level 13 once you are in Act, or level 12, I guess, once you're in Act 5.
Because
this is a really cool feature.
Skills socketed into them, changing how they work. In this case,
That's
we're gonna
even
select
better.
Cast on Shock.
Cast on Shock, oh my god.
Now, let's equip this thing in the skill
Cast
screen
on
and choose
Shock.
which spell to trigger with it. I think Comet might be fun.
Oh my goodness. No,
Now,
better
to
cast on
Shock
Freeze
Reserve
there.
Spirit, we'll need to first disable our Arctic Armor. We have to decide if we'd rather have the
okay.
extra defense or the extra offense of the cast on.
Okay, we just saw that he has 100 spirit. I guess that will be the base spirit, because they haven't said anything about that, so she doesn't have a lot of equipment. So I guess 100 is the basis, what you have. And so this Arctic Armor costs 100. Okay, but this one also costs 100. I wonder
On Shock.
if how that will play out.
In PoE 2, trigger gems use a system of filling up cast time on each trigger. Basically, if a skill has a short cast time, it will trigger really often. And if it has a long cast time, like this Comet here, it will take a lot longer to trigger. You can see on the top left corner, there's a counter that shows you how long until the next trigger.
Okay. Why is it in percentage?
Hopefully it shocks the monsters.
Let's see. Oh yeah, that came cool.
And there you have it. That's using Cast on Shock. We've
Very
automatically
useful.
cast Comet whenever we're using our lightning skills. So, we found the generator. Time to power it up.
Also, just wanted to say that, point that out. I think the Comet is on R right now. It doesn't look locked. Like normally if you have something on a trigger with a trigger support gem right now, the spell itself is locked to that trigger, so you cannot cast it yourself, but it seems he can still do that. That's pretty interesting. Also, this thing, the power thing here in the ruins totally looks like my my portal generator, my portal device. Zhoo, cool. Look at those lines on the ground. How the energy is going through the temple.
As power is restored to the Mechanarium, all the constructs are coming back to life.
Oh, new
To
enemies.
Fight them on the way back to the charged Soul Core.
Interesting.
So, one thing that PoE 1 players might have noticed is this character has both lightning spells and cold spells. That's pretty inefficient, right? It's a big no-no for most builds because any specialization into cold or lightning isn't going to affect the other element. And generic elemental damage increases are not going to be as powerful as focusing on a single element. Well, in PoE 2 we have another major new system.
I actually think that fire and lightning works much better, especially because of the big fire and lightning knot on the Templars part of the tree. And I think there are some items that really convert pretty well with that. But I'm not 100% sure. I'm not a big expert on builds.
To introduce to solve these kinds of problems. And it starts, oddly enough, with weapon swap.
Weapon
now,
swap?
In PoE 1, weapon swap isn't really used much for its originally intended purpose.
No, not really.
Imagine that people are going to be swapping in and out between different weapons to deal with whatever situation they were in. People just don't do that at all. And a lot
no,
of
they don't.
It's really, really awkward.
Yes.
In PoE 2, we wanted to solve all of that. The staff Octavian is using here has an ice mod on it that makes it great for when he's using his ice spells. But we would also like to be able to make sure that this build works just as well for his lightning spells. If Octavian equips his previous staff in his second weapon set, you can see that it appears on the character's back. Now, we're going to open up the skill screen. If Octavian opens the skill options for his lightning skills, you can see here that you can choose which weapon sets are usable with each skill. First,
what the hell?
Check set 1 from being used by his lightning skills. Then we go through the cold skills and turn those off with his lightning weapon.
What? No.
Just take a second.
No, not for real.
Where they all are.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a lot of skills.
When we use Spark, the character will automatically switch
I mean,
to the
it's
lightning
level
stuff on
20
his
or
back,
what.
and
He has
then
so
he
many
uses the skill.
skills. What the
And
hell?
when Octavian uses his Ice Nova, his character automatically switches to his Ice Staff before using it.
What the hell? Oh, that's crazy. Wow.
You can configure each skill for which set to use, or both if you don't mind which. There's a very short time penalty to switching, so it can be good to leave some skills on both sets if it doesn't matter which weapon set you're using.
Okay.
But we still have a problem. Passives. Wouldn't it be nice if we could specialize in both cold and lightning passives on the character? Well, in PoE 2 you can.
What the hell? No. Not all your passives. Come on, that's not
Hopefully
true.
Mark can deal with those monsters while we do this demo.
I don't believe that.
So, we're on the passive skill screen here, and you can see that we are close to both a cold and a lightning cluster. At the top right of the screen, you can see that we have some weapon set specific points.
Okay, okay.
If Octavian holds shift, he can allocate set 1 to the cold passives. And then
Here we go,
allocate
yeah,
set 2
yeah.
to the
I know
lightning
what's coming.
passives.
That's crazy. Now it changes when he changes the weapon.
As we use our weapon swap, the skills allocate changes from one build to the other automatically.
Oh
So
goodness.
whenever we cast the appropriate spell, the character's passives reconfigure on the fly to the correct build for that spell.
Yeah, that's some crazy min-maxing
Now
there.
you can't do this with every single passive on your tree. Only
I
points
thought
granted
so.
from skill books will allow this kind of dual
I thought
specialization.
so.
So you're not going to
I mean, think about that. I think right now you have 24. No, I think it's 22 from skill books, because 2 of these not level up points, 2 of those you get from the Bandit King quest in Act 2 as well. So it should be, I think it's 22 points that you get from skill books. That would give you, I mean, that's 22. That's like normally you are kind of skilled out with what you want to do on level 80, because from there on leveling gets a lot harder. I think a lot of people actually use a lower level, but I always calculate my builds with level 80 by now. That gives you in total you're kind of like around 100 skill points there. So that's 1/5 of your skill points are changeable with weapon swap. That's a lot. That's quite a lot to do. But also, it changes a lot how you have to path your things. You have to think about where you want to put your weapon points. Or maybe you can assign them later on. You can say, okay, that is a weapon point and that's not one. Even so, you got the skill point earlier and you assigned it then. So you can skill on in a certain direction on the skill tree. I mean, I don't know. The other problem with the weapon swap is actually that you, in a build that needs a special weapon or weapon and shield, right now with some certain slots and colored sockets, that would prove a lot of problems though, because then you would have to get the same item 2 times, right? I mean, for swapping them out with or maybe no, you would need an equivalent good item or weapon shield for your weapon swap with the right sockets and stuff like that. Especially with the two-handed weapon, that could be expensive, quite expensive, but doable. But doable. Gives me interesting new ideas.
You're going to be changing from a mace slamming warrior into a fire elementalist with the press of a button.
That's
but it
crazy.
Increases the number of options you have for builds.
Yeah,
There's a
that
huge
would be
number of
too
places
much.
Where the system can shine. You could augment your dagger shadow build with traps, or have a great curse setup on your witch with one spec, and then move to your chaos debuff spells with the other, for example.
Wow.
It really opens up your options. Now, another fun
massive.
meta gem to try out is called Barrier Invocation. This works a little bit like the trigger gems I talked about before, but this one charges up as your energy shield is hit by monsters. We're going to put an Ice Nova in this one. The more energy shield you lose, the more charge builds up. We'll just get that one equipped there. Yep. So yeah, the more energy shield you lose, the more charge will build up until the point you're able to cast the socketed skill instantly. There we go. So you lose some energy shield, and at just the right time, invoke Ice Nova to cast all the stacked up copies in one instant cast. If you keep losing shield, you'll build up even more charge for even more casts. So it's a great defensive option in an emergency.
I actually wouldn't say that's a defensive option. That's a pretty offensive option. I mean, you can use that to just dash out crazy amounts of burst damage when fighting a boss. You just take a few hits, or maybe, I mean, determining on the amount that the damage that the last boss dealt actually with every hit, you could charge up your skills pretty high if you just take one hit from the boss and then you dash out the damage. I wouldn't say that's an emergency option. I would say that's a pretty burst damage option. And they did the triple cast again, yeah. So he still can activate that, even so he has it on a trigger.
Overkill. And here we are back at the charged soul core. All we have to do now is take it.
Take it. Yeah, go take it. Everybody knows what's coming now. Sequatl. Oh wow, look at this. Look at this. And she's
Don't die the
gone.
sun, guys.
Come on, Alva. She could at least help a little bit. Wow. Oh, cool moves. Really cool moves.
Frozen? Nice.
Oh, nice. What the hell? He's pushing him away from the wall.
Frozen now.
I mean, that's a pretty big dude, right? You can still push him pretty well. Wow, the media there.
Cold.
He's going down pretty fast as well. They're dealing a good amount of damage together. Nice.
We're in heavy start. Okay.
Whoa, that was cool. That was freaking cool. Hey, and the line is still active that he sent out. It's still active for a good amount of time, it seems, until, yeah.
Frozen again.
Getting real lucky with those freeze
What the hell?
All skill.
Wow. Nice. Oh.
Frozen.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it. Nearly down. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, wow. That's a really cool boss fight there. I wonder if that is the Act boss. Didn't have that much of a build-up. Whoa. Oh. Oh, it's second wave. A third wave. Oh my god. And already casting the next spell while his last one is still going off. What was that? Nice. Now finish him up. Come on, go for it.
Calling.
Damn. We call it. Nice. That was cool.
So that's Path of Exile 2. These areas, as well as around half of each of the first 4 acts, are available to play at the 3 demo zones around Exilecon.
Yeah, enjoy your demo, people.
It's a different game than before.
I hope everybody enjoyed his demo play.
I really recommend you read the signs. They have good advice on how to combine your skills effectively. And remember, dodge rolls on spacebar. Use it.
I wonder if that is an accurate indicator for how much harder it will be. Please tell me in the comments down below. If anybody who watched this was there and tried it out, please tell me how much harder you thought it would be compared to PoE. I hope it's a little bit harder.
Otherwise. So your next question is likely to be, when is the beta? Well,
Yeah.
We're in our last year of development, but we're still finishing acts, adding skills, and balancing everything. The closed beta is going to start on June 7th, 2024.
So 1 year.
Path of Exile 2 has been a long time coming, and we're incredibly excited to be near the finish line, but we're just not quite there yet. We're determined not to rush this and make sure we get everything right.
That's a good idea.
In the meantime, there's a lot in store for PoE 1. I'll hand back over to Chris, and he's going to talk about what's coming up.